Just before I get into the tutorial of this video, let me give you some background information so you get the full picture. Back in September 2023, I made a video where I wanted to see if it was possible to split apps horizontally on the internal display of the Oppo Find N2. To say that I struggled was an understatement, because every avenue that I tried led to a dead end. I even tried some ideas that you guys suggested, but again, to no avail. Not to be outdone, I even went within the developer options in the device to see if there was anything there that could help me. But again, I was clutching at straws. When the Oppo Find N2 was released, it came with ColorOS 13 with Android 13 on top. However, with the recent software update, at least up to the publication of this video, the device now has ColorOS 14 with Android 14 on top. And of course, one of the updates was that you can now split apps horizontally on the internal display of the Oppo Find N2. And I thought it was too good to be true, because I know it works on the Oppo Find N3 and the OnePlus Open. So what do you think I did? I tried it out. So let's have a look at what I found out. For this tutorial, I have selected these two pre-saved apps. So I've got YouTube on one side and I've got the Google Play Store on the other side. Okay, so if you just tap on the middle here, so you've got these options there: swap size, save app as group, or the bottom one, top bottom split. Now what I will say is previously this bottom option was grayed out. Okay, so what happens now when I select the top bottom split? Okay, so look at that. So you now have them pretty much horizontally, and you can flip between the two very easily. Also here, let me just show you some other things here. So you can swap size, so the one at the top will revert to the bottom, etc. Save app as group, or you can have the left right split, which is basically vertical. Okay, so that's that. So again, you can split between the two. Again, the other thing, let me just show you something else here. So here you can switch app. So basically you can swap whichever one is at the top or the bottom. You can basically replace it with another app. Obviously full screen and close app. So very self-explanatory. Now, obviously what you want to be able to do, or I'm sure you're probably asking, is okay, can we have it 50-50? Now, there we go. So if I just press down here, so now sometimes you will get this message that says, as it states there, the window cannot be resized. So let me just try that now. So it will not do it. However, what I can tell you is that even though it says that, you do have to fiddle about with it, because I have done it off camera and it really is hit and miss. So even though it says that it cannot be resized, it can. So let me just try one other thing. So I really want to demonstrate it to you. So let me see, okay, if I swap sides, if that will help. Okay, so just okay, just try and press down like so. Right, still saying it cannot be resized.
Moments later.
I wish I could demonstrate it for you. So yeah, so even though it's saying that, believe me, it can be resized.
More moments later.
Sometimes it will do it, sometimes it will. Aha! Oh, brilliant. Oh, look at this. Fantastic. Oh, that's exactly what was happening off camera. So again, just proof. I'm so glad I'm able to prove it to you. So yes, so you can have two apps split horizontally on the internal display. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I'm certainly impressed. What I want to do is to show you how to add a third app to these two apps. Now, to be able to do that, you must make sure two things. Firstly, that your taskbar is visible, and I will show you how to do that later. Secondly, do make sure that the third app that you want to add is any one of these three. It's always, they call it the recents. So it has to be any of the three there. So I'm going to choose this green one here. So what I'm going to do is press down and I'm going to add it here. Now, as it states there, if I can bring that forward, release to add to split view. Now, do not make the mistake that I was making and releasing it, say for example here, or round there, because as it states up there, all it will do is replace the app that's there, and believe me, you'll just be tearing your hair out. So I've gone through the pain barrier for you. So what you must do is make sure that you release it in this rectangular box here, and you get an indication of what it would look like here. So now let me just release that. There you go. So look at this. I've got 3 apps side by side, and I can just choose between them. And then if I want, I'm in the middle. So if I want to swap sides here and vice versa, I can do so. And I think that is pretty neat. Now that we have these 3 apps sitting side by side, the other thing you can do is at the top here. So if I select here, let me bring that closer so you can see. So you got the expand, switch app, full screen, etc. But I want to focus on the top option, the expand, and that will apply for any of these 3 here. So look, the same there, and take it from me, it's the same there as well. So let's just go for the one in the middle. So watch what happens when I select the expand option. Okay, this is no optical illusion. There you go. Look at that. So you now have these 3 apps. Look at this. So you have these 2 here, and obviously you have the one at the bottom. And then what you can do is if you tap on there, obviously you can swap sides. So those 2 that were at the top, they're now at the bottom. Let me show that to you. Oh, multitasking is fantastic on this, and I just love the way they have brought what was over on the Oppo Find N3 and the OnePlus Open onto this Oppo Find N2. Honestly, I cannot contain my excitement. Okay, so the other thing you can do as well is just tap on either of these 2 here, and then you can expand them, and then you can just go around in circles. So again, if we just go here, if it's this one you want to expand, select it, and you can do so. And again, just flip between them. This is multitasking at its excellence. I don't know, don't go anywhere, there's more. When you're tired of flicking between these 3 apps here, what you can do is go into either of the 2 that are together. Just tap on here. Let me just bring this closer so you can see it. And then I'm going to select the shrink option. Okay, so watch what happens when I select shrink. Bingo. Now, one more thing to do. On this one here, again, I'll do the same. Just tap on there. And then select shrink and watch what happens. Look at that. So you can now have these 2 in a sizable format. So that is brilliant. And then you just flip between the 3. As I mentioned earlier, for you to be able to use the split screen view option, you must do the following before you even attempt it. Otherwise it will not work, and believe you me, you'll be tearing your hair out. I tried it off camera. I think I probably spent about a day or so before I cracked it, and I thought, ooh, what a silly Billy I am. So I'm here to make life easier for you. So the very first thing you definitely need to do is to make sure that your taskbar is showing so you can select it. Okay, what do I mean? So watch what happens. So previously when I select, say for example here, the taskbar was showing. So just to demonstrate that now, if you see, the taskbar is not showing. So what we need to do before we try the split screen view is set it up. And what I will say is once you set it up once, you don't need to set it up again. All right, so here, so go into settings, and then there's my brain, go to main screen, and you'll select this option at the top there that says taskbar. Quickly switch between apps and view recent tasks. Okay, so select that one, and I cannot stress this enough, you must enable this option here that says show taskbar at the bottom when in apps. There we go. Right, so now, and then you can play around with the other options there, but that one you must select. Once you select it, you'll now have your taskbar showing. Okay, so just to prove what I'm saying, so let's just say we're going to select these two, and now you can see that I'm able to see the taskbar. And then, as I mentioned earlier, make sure that the third app that you want to appear in the split screen is available. So for example, let me just choose this one here. So for consistency, what I've done before, if I go here, so now it's there, it's visible, and I can just perform the task easily. So again, very important you follow this step. If you have made it this far into the video, I do want to say a big thank you, and I hope you have found it productive. Now, just before we move over to the bonus element, I do want to mention that there are two bonus elements here. The first one I talk about, the second one I do not talk about, but it will unfold in the upcoming clip. See what you think. And now for the bonus feature. So what I want to do now is see what happens when I select two pre-saved apps to appear on the outer display on the Oppo Find N2. So I've got one that's prepared here, so here we go. So look at that. So you have two apps working horizontally on the outer display. And then just to push things further, you can have it like so in this landscape mode. And then if I just tap in the middle here, you can swap sides. You can obviously save them as a pair, and the other thing you can do is you can just kind of resize them like so. So I think that is pretty good. Another way of setting up split view with three apps, so as a demonstration, so if I go into here, so I want these two there, and then I want to add a third one, so I don't always have to go into the recents in my taskbar. What you can do is, so if I just swipe along like this, and so you can see, so it's obviously it's going to be, so let's just select this one here. So if I just press down on that, look at that, so I can just have it like so, and look at that. So that's always another option of using the split view with the three apps. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. My name is Shola. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another episode. Peace.